one very, very important topic that all of us need to understand that he, gave us is there's not going to be a magical fairy that's going to tap us on the shoulder with the pixie dust of leadership, right? If it's regarding leadership and we want to be a leader, it's up to us to take that leadership responsibility and initiative that makes us a leader. It's not about somebody appointing us, right? We talk about the 5 levels of leadership. Level number 1 is position, right? Like you're a leader because your title. That's kind of like the pixie dust, right? There you go. Now you have permission to be a leader. But all the other ones, whether it's permission or production, or pinnacle, or however up the 5 levels you want to go, it's really depending on how much you guys execute on what he talked about. So, being a leader, we must take initiative. Andy Frisella, he was talking about there's really only like 2 skills that they're going to pay, right? One is sales, and then the other one's leadership. And I feel like I'm really big on the concept of us being killer sales dogs, Yes, we're leaders, and yes, we have other responsibilities, but let's not forget, we're commission only. We're out there in the field. We got to produce, right? One of the 5 levels of leadership is production leadership. And if you're at that point where you're still climbing and you're pushing for partnership, let's keep this in mind, right? Let's never forget that we can always get better at the game of sales. And why am I telling you guys this? Because it's important for us to constantly be filling our minds and filling our, souls with stuff that's going to get us better at this game of leadership, of this game of sales, right? We can always get better, and this is one of those things where you use it or you lose it, right? Over the course of time, if you stop, filling your mind with self-development and filling your mind with, books and knowledge and videos and stuff like that, eventually you're going to digress. But if the opposite is also true, right? You can get better. There's some people in this company that they'll go into the field and no matter what, they always produce a sale. Now, is it because they're lucky? Hell no. It's about skill set. It's not about luck. It's about skill set. It's about work ethic, right? That's really what it comes down to. So I wanted to start off with that, man. Sorry if I'm coming at you guys really aggressively. This is just a near and dear topic to my heart. So let's continue. The second thing that I think is very powerful we can take away from today is he said, you got to pretend to be the leader and eventually, you're going to have a team. Eventually people are going to want to follow you. And I can't remember the book, but in a book I read and it said this: if you lead, people will follow you. And it's kind of crazy how that works, because naturally, psychologically, all of us, we like to be led, whether we agree with it or not. Psychologically, we like to be led. We like to have somebody that shows us the way. And why? I don't know, but one thing I do know is that from experience, if you go out there and you start leading, you're going to start having followers. It's kind of crazy how that works, but we could use that to our advantage. Now, how can we use that to our advantage, you might ask? Well, you know what to do. You guys know what to do, right? We have this structure. We call it the 7 habits. Are you guys following that? This is something that we're preaching, right? We're teaching our guys to follow this. But are you yourself following it? And if the answer is yes, then it's inevitable you're going to hit team leader numbers consistently. You're going to hit partnership eventually. It's inevitable. It's like impossible for you to follow the 7 habits and for that not to happen. Now, if you're unhappy or not satisfied with where you're currently at, check yourself, evaluate yourself. I ran a talk earlier, Stefan did as well, and we talked about the 5 gauges, right? Start evaluating yourself on, your mindset, your map. And then wherever you're at, look at the 7 habits and see if you're following those. And if you are, you're on the right track to success. So he said, pretend you're the leader and you're going to get there, right? What qualities for us can we pretend to have for us to be where we want to be? For most of you guys have ambition to become partners, right? You guys have some of you guys have ambition to be what's called DAC partners, right? And that's good. That's awesome. That's beautiful. This is a great thing. I want you guys to, achieve it. I want more partners. You know, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome. You know, we'll go party together and you know, the VIP treatment that we get. So what qualities must you have if you want to pretend to be one of those guys already? I was thinking about this question and I was like, man, what quality is it that all the partners, all the DAC partners for sure have that these guys maybe are not doing? And I was like, all right, always be willing to train. I think that's what it is. You know, our organization, you know, one is sales, right? You got to master sales, but the other one is sales training and team building. That is the skill set. Like the business model is designed for you to get compensated pretty extremely. You know, like this is not even chump change we're talking about. This is big walla, major dollars, dollar bills, yo. This is big bucks we're talking about if you can develop a team. Right? Now, you must be willing to train every single day, no matter what. And the reason why I'm even touching on this topic is yesterday. So there's a bunch of group chats, right? I have a million group chats on my phone. You know, there's GroupMe. There's like, you know, 69 different group iMessage texts. You know, it's ridiculous. However, there are a couple of core group chats that we use to talk with our leaders, right? And on the group chats, I put down who wants a trainee tomorrow. I put that in the text group chat and I put that in the GroupMe group chat. And not a single one of my leaders told me they're ready to go tomorrow. Can you imagine my disappointment? I was very disappointed. You know, now, granted, if you're already dealing with the trainee, this message is not for you. Right? Because you're already doing the right thing. Good job. You know, pat yourself on the back. That's what's up. Way to go. You know, way to be a freaking leader. But for those of you guys that don't have a trainee that didn't respond at all, you know, like what's going on with you guys? Like you guys don't want it, or you know, what's going on? You gotta look in the mirror and be like, dude, there's something wrong with me. You know, slap yourself or do something because you gotta fix that behavior. I remember, you know, when I did not have a team, every time I had the ability to get a trainee, I took it. You know, didn't matter if he was, you know, skinny, fat, ugly, handsome, short, tall, didn't matter. You know, just the ability to increase my training skill, that was enough for me. Now the fact that we get overrides on top of it, icing on the cake, man. So, you know, from now on, if I ask you guys if you want a trainee, the answer must be yes. And if the answer is not yes, I need you guys to leave the leadership core, man. This is not for you, right? Like we're talking to team leaders and partners here. We're not talking to little kids. We're not talking to Toys R Us. We're talking to people that are team leaders, right? Your task, your duty is to lead a team to success, right? So let's get to it, man. Let's get to the bag. All right. I mean, last couple of things, you know, and then I'll end it with this. When it comes to being a leader and comes to leading and eventually people are going to follow you, you know, there's a couple of things that we must do. And this is something that's a reminder for you guys, right? One is obviously lead, you know, production. You guys have your quota, 4 a week minimum. You know, you guys understand that. 15 for team leaders, whatever. But remember, on the calls, we must also lead. And what do I mean by that? Some of you guys are hopping in fucking late. What's up with that? You know, like, is this acceptable behavior? This is the equivalent of us being employees, right? And let's say the boss, they trusted us to open up shop at 8 a.m. sharp, right? They trust us. They give us that trust. And we go down there and it's 8:03. Let me hop in and clock in, right? Well, what's going to happen? The boss is going to get mad. The boss is going to crack the whip on our ass, right? So same thing here. You know, I know we're not clocking in, but let's lead. And it starts right here in the morning, you know? Let's not be late. Punctuality is very big for me. I hate, one more time, I hate when I'm opening up the call and there's people not here at 8 a.m. sharp. Like, it grinds my gears, guys. So, you know, we talk about love, peace, and joy. Let me have some peace, man. Let me have some peace and some love with being on time. Come on. Being a leader is hard. Being a leader is the hardest position on the team, and it pays the most for a reason. So let's go out there and let's do what we got to do to be the best version of ourselves, and let's go out there and let's lead.